welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of Blazers Inside Access. I'm Kirk McDonald. Our special guest on this week's episode is Josue Savion, the head women's soccer coach here at Belhaven University. Coach, you just finished up your season. A tough loss to Lee University, the top-ranked team in the country, 4-1, but you battled them hard and kind of encompassed what your season was like this year.
I think our season overall was a success, and us making the post-conference playoffs for the first time in 3 years as we started the SSAC, it's a sign of progress. The other part of it is that we also have a young team that is looking to return, and that gives me an excitement that we already have a lot of pieces in place as we are looking to recruit key transfer as well, another very good freshman class.
You mentioned some of those freshman players. One of those, Ashley Harbor, made the SSAC all-freshman team. Can you kind of tell about her and how she's going to build and help you build this program going forward?
I think Ashley Harbor, along with 2 or 3 other key freshman players, have been just very good in terms of, individually, Ashley was a defender and she was a leading scorer of set pieces. Laura Quintero was another freshman that is also an assist leader because of that connection with the two. But not just her anchoring the back, but other players that are coming in and stepping in as freshmen, especially with that young experience. I think that will pay off here years to come.
Your defense was very solid this year. You were in a lot of matches because of your defense. Offense was good at times, but then some games it struggled a little bit. Is that going to be your area of focus as you head into the offseason?
Definitely. From goalkeeping to dynamics backs, left and right backs, are the main thing that we're trying to put on, and of course complementing with strikers. I thought that this year, especially with non-conference game, we had 1 goal difference, and a lot of heartbreakers. But then other times, we could have done better, but it just it didn't go the way that we wanted to. So, but overall, as an assessment through the season, I thought that needs to be improved from those positions, and that will be a focus for us.
What do you feel like the highlight of your season was this year?
I think the highlight of the season was us making our post-conference playoffs because it is a tough conference that we're in. There's about 6 teams that are ranked nationally, and for us to gain that experience with a young team, I think that it just gives the players a way of looking forward to say, hey, we can do this, we can improve on. Now that we have made the playoffs, let's see if we can make the playoffs at a higher seed and go deeper into the playoffs. So I think that's the one of the main things that we can say that we're proud of.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot, and thanks for joining us on this week's edition of Blazers Inside Access.
Thank you.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Blazers Inside Access. We're at the Center of the Arts on the Belhaven campus here in Jackson, Mississippi, and behind me is H.T. Newell Field, the site of this weekend's football battle between Belhaven and Bethel for the Mid-South Conference West Division Championship. The Blazers defeated Pikeville this past Saturday 24-14. They'll embark on their final regular season game on Saturday with a chance at the NAIA playoffs as well if they can pull out a victory against Bethel.
We know next week Bethel is a good football team. They're coming in at 7-3. We're 6-4, and we can't play like that next week. And we know that. We felt like we left points on the field. Alex Williams overthrew Cotton one time, and a couple of little things. We know it's all correctable, and that's a good thing as a head football coach. I didn't see anything that we can't correct, but we got to. That's the bottom line. Well, something Bethel does extremely well is run the football. Cordarius, man, and some of their other running backs by committee, man, they pound the football. They're big up front. Mazal, their quarterback's a 6'6" kid that can throw it, and then if you don't contain him in the pocket, it's not extremely fast, but he covers a lot of ground. He'll get down there. Then defensively, they're scrappy. They will look exactly like us on the football field.
Our C Spire Athlete of the Week this week is Isaiah Wiley of the Belhaven football team. Wiley was named the Mid-South Conference and NAI National Special Teams Player of the Week for his efforts against Pikeville in Belhaven's 24-14 victory. Wiley returned a punt 68 yards for a touchdown and then returned a kickoff 72 yards. Wiley comes into this weekend's game with Bethel ranked second in the NAI in yards per return on punts at 20.8 and third in the NAI in kickoff return yards at 30.8 per return. The Belhaven men's soccer team lost in the opening round of the Southern States Athletic Conference tournament this past Saturday. They fell to Southern Polytechnic State 3-0. The Blazers will now wait and see if they make it into the NAI National Tournament. They'll have to do it with an at-large bid, and that field will be announced on Sunday afternoon. The Belhaven volleyball team is in the Southern States Athletic Conference tournament this week. They've got 2 matches to begin pool play. They take on College of Coastal Georgia Thursday at 12:30, and then they battle Southern Wesleyan University on Friday at 12:30. The top 2 in each pool advance to a bracket tournament this weekend in Montgomery, Alabama. The Belhaven men's basketball team had 2 games this past week. They fell at Freed-Hardeman University 83-63 on Saturday, and then lost to LSU Shreveport in their home opener on Tuesday night 85-75. Here's Belhaven head coach John Aiken.
Where things just didn't go our way. We had one chance, I think it was 59-57, got an offensive rebound, had a chance to get a putback. It was a great job battling by our guys, just missed a layup. Didn't get a chance to cut it to 2, would have tied the game up. And then late in that same stretch, we would get stops or they'd score, we come down. And I think at one point in time, we missed 6 free throws in a row. And that was huge on the offensive end. Then we came down, and defensively I thought we did okay in that stretch. They banked a 3 in. They ran a guy off a stagger on the baseline, and we guarded it pretty well, and they hit a tough shot in the corner. And then late in the game, we're just trying to trap and press and try to speed them up, and they got a couple easy layups. We're just trying to force some things, and unfortunately for us, didn't work out. But I thought the game really came down to us shooting 12 of 27 from the free throw line and a bunch of missed layups. And really, our first half was the problem. We didn't come out with a lot of intensity. We didn't play hard enough, and that's something that we have to improve upon. I think from a positive standpoint, I thought we played pretty well in the second half. Unfortunately, the thing that we've been doing this so far, we played great the first 2 halves. Blue Mountain, we played great in the first half, and then we played great at Freed-Hardeman in the first half, and then we had poor second halves. Tonight, I thought we had a really poor first half, and then came out and played pretty well in the second half. So we got to figure out how to put a complete game together, and then we just need to get tougher. That's what we talked about in the locker room. We just lost loose ball after loose ball. We didn't win hustle plays. LSU Shreveport went to the Elite 8 last year. They've been to the national tournament 6 or 7 years in a row. So they know how to make winning plays. Those guys do a good job. And we just have to – we're trying to get to that level. That's where we want to be, where LSU Shreveport has been. We've been to the national tournament 2 of the last 3 years. But they've been – when they go, they're in the top 10, and we've been sneaking in. We want to try to get to that level. So we think we're close to turning the corner, but we just have a lot of work to do. And unfortunately for us, we got a team like Tougaloo who's been to the national tournament 4 or 5 years in a row on Friday night. So we don't have a lot of time to lick our wounds. We just got to get back to work tomorrow and see if we can get better.
The Belhaven men's basketball team will be back in action on Friday night in Rugg Arena at 8 p.m. That game will be video streamed live on the Blazers Sports Network. The Belhaven women's basketball team also played this past Saturday at Freed-Hardeman. They lost 85-48. They'll try and regroup this weekend as well as they take on Tougaloo at 6 p.m. in Rugg Arena and then battle Harris-Stowe State University at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Both games will be live on the Blazers Sports Network. This wraps up another edition of Blazers Inside Access. I'm Kirk McDonald. Thanks for joining us this week. And don't forget all the action around Blazer athletics this weekend. Belhaven men's and women's basketball at Rugg Arena on Friday, women's basketball in Rugg Arena on Saturday, and Belhaven football Saturday night as the Blazers take on Bethel for the Mid-South Conference West Division title. If you can't make it to the arena or the stadium, follow all the action at blazers.belhaven.edu. That's our athletics website. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Belhaven Blazers. Have a good rest of the week and enjoy your weekend.